It is morning. I have the kitchen to myself. That means it's time to record another Dwarf Fortress tutorial video. So let's get started. Thanks again for tuning in. Today, for the second video, we're going to be covering just those first steps that you take when you set down. In the last video, we finally embarked, and we didn't do anything. Now we're going to chop down trees, gather up some plants, and start digging out an area. When we start, I'm just going to do something a little different. Let's go to Advanced and make sure that sound is set to No, because I want to show you a utility in the Utilities tab called SoundSense. SoundSense has got a wider variety of music and also some sound effects that are pretty great. It might take a few minutes for you to load because you've got to download the latest sounds. Download those latest sounds. But mine's already loaded, so I'm going to make sure my volume's at an acceptable level and then play Dwarf Fortress. There's the first sound effect. Okay, so we're here at the familiar menu screen. I'm going to hit continue playing with enter, enter, and then enter again. Here we are, exactly where we left off last time. The game is paused, and our dwarves and animals are simply milling about the wagon that we came with. Now, as we covered last time, these brown circles are trees. These are the trunks of the trees because we are on the ground level. I'm just trying to find some trees that don't bear fruit, but a lot of them do. It seems that, yeah, so usually I would try to avoid cutting down trees that bear fruit because I want to use them for their fruit. But it seems now we have so many trees that that can feed us later. It doesn't really matter if I cut one or two down. So let's get started with chopping. I'm going to hit D, which is the designations menu. Designations brings up many different actions that you can tell your dwarves to take. So I'm going to hit D, and it's already selected here, but T is for chopping down trees. So I'm going to go over to, why did that just zoom in? I'm using the mouse wheel to zoom in. I like to keep it standard. I don't like zooming in or out really. One day later, actually, yeah, something comes up and then you lose an entire day. So what were we doing? We were cutting these two trees right here. So again, D and T. And press enter, select an area, and press enter again. Pressing escape and unpausing the game, you can see these two guys running over to chop down the tree. As you'll see in Dwarf Fortress, trees don't fall like they normally do, they come pre-chopped. So this is all of our wood. Pressing K to take a look. See, we have a bunch of pear wood. All of that wood is going to be used later to make things like furniture, barrels that we need to store our food. Now, the next thing that I wanted to do is we're going to gather up the plants. We're surrounded by many different kinds of plants now. You can see little seedlings, little plants growing here. Let's take a look and see what they are. Foxtail millet. I assume that's a grain of some kind. Maybe we can make drinks out of, I don't know. Dense blue sedge. Oh, that's the grass. Stupid. Chicory. I've never found out what chicory is, nor bitter vetch. We can actually find out what these things are. Let me take a quick, let me sideline this video very quickly to show you where you can find out pretty much everything about this game. Anytime you run into a question or even just a mechanic of the game or an item in the game that you don't know what it is, you can always go to dwarffortresswiki.org. Of course, I'm going to link it in the description. You can go to this, and it's a very, very comprehensive collection of all the information about this game. I don't know what a bitter vetch is. You can see that it's right here. There's an entry on it. Bitter vetch is an above-ground crop. They can be planted in all seasons. The leaves are edible raw or cooked, and the seeds when cooked. So, great, we can eat this. So, I'm of course going to take that. Returning to the game, I'm going to press D for designations, and then I'm going to press P to gather plants. I'm going to, just like cutting down trees, press enter. I'm going to select a very wide swath area and then press enter again. You can see that all of the plants they're going to take have now been blacked or browned out. I'm going to hit escape, and I'm going to press spacebar, and you're going to see everybody getting to work picking up those plants. While they do that, I'm going to take you up here because now it's time to start digging. This is what dwarves do. They dig. I want to dig out an area where there's a hallway and 2 large rooms. One large room will be a dormitory. The other large room is going to be a food stockpile and a farm, an underground farm. So let's start digging by pressing D for designations, and it's already selected here, but we're going to press D to mine. I see here that this is yellow sand. Let me just show you. Yeah, this is a sand wall. I should be able to plant in this area. So that means we're going to enter from here. From where? I guess from here. Dig that too. Alright, this is going to act as a little doorway. You can see here that I've selected an area. All this brown spot is going to be where they dig. I'm going to select that. And then select that. They're going to dig out this entire area, and it should be covered in sand where I can start planting things. Let me also dig out a barracks area, and I'll rejoin you in a second. Okay, my 2 mining dwarves are carrying on with digging out the dormitory room, but they have finished this large room here, and this was where I was going to put the farms. So let's build our first farm plot. We're going to build the farm plot with the letter B, brings up the build menu. This is another one of those great Dwarf Fortress menus that once you open the menu, you're going to see all of these different things and just immediately realize, oh wow, I can build all this stuff. We're going to keep focused, though, on P, which is a farm plot. Now, I'm moving around the cursor. You can see it's red where I cannot plant, and it goes green where I can plant. To make the farm plot of a proper size, we're not going to press enter, move the cursor, and press enter again. We're going to use the buttons U, M, and K, H. U and K is what I just pressed there. H to make it smaller, M to make it shorter. So I'm going to press U twice and K twice. I'm just going to make a 3x3. I'm going to place my first one here. I'm going to press P again, place another one here, and P, KK, UU, and place the third one there. Now you're going to see a bunch of dwarves come up and start tilling this land and preparing it for planting. Alright, as they have finished that, now, I want to actually tell them to plant things inside of the farm plots they just made. So, when you want to actually interact with an object, like a farm plot or later on a workshop, you're going to press the query button, Q, and you'll see that when I cursor over the farm plots with Q enabled, it flashes. Over here, you're going to see the list of seeds that we have. I can traverse this menu with the plus and minus keys. Here, I'm going to plant dimple cups. I'm going to press enter and then escape. Q, over here, down to plump helmets, enter and escape. Q, over to the last plot, quarry bushes, enter and escape. There's no reason why I just planted exactly the crops that I planted. You can do whichever you want. These are the seeds that I have, so they're just what I plant. There was no reason for it. Now we're going to see a bunch of dwarves running up with seeds. There they are. You can see our conga line of 3 dwarves here. They are flashing, and you see a little dot. That's because they're carrying a seed. It's indicating what they're carrying. These guys are going to go back to the wagon. They're going to continue planting. But in the meantime, what I want my miners to do is the last thing that we're going to do in today's video is we're going to start digging down. I want them to go to the end of this hallway here, and I'm going to dig out a 4 square area of downstairs. 1 layer of downstairs. I'm going to press J, plot out a square of area, just 4 squares wide, well, 4 squares big, and I'm going to let them dig that out. Digging stairs downward or upward, it has a little trick to it. On this first level, we have to choose down stair. We have to choose J for a down stair like I just did. As we go down, we're going to choose I. It's a strange little trick of this game. Let's just let these miners dig this out. Hooray, we've struck mica. Okay, now I'm going to hit pause again. They have dug out these 4 downward going stairs. I'm going to go down 1 level, and you'll see this is the base of those stairs going downward. I want to continue going down, so I'm going to press D. And I'm not going to choose down stair this time. I'm going to choose I for an up-down stair. This will allow them to go both ways. Now, here's the trick that I'm going to do. Press I for up-down stair. I'm going to press Enter once, and then move my cursor to the other corner. But then I'm going to press the less than key or greater than. I'm going to go down a couple of levels to here. I'm going to press Enter again. What that's done is I'm going to go up again. It's designated all of these layers to be dug out. So let's exit and resume and let them dig that out. I just want to see what kind of minerals they hit, because this is going to decide, what we're going to do next in our fortress. Yes, you can see they're already striking different minerals. Okay, my miners have finished the stairwell shaft. My planters have finished planting all of these farm plots, and I think that's where I'm going to leave it this time. Just moving down, we can see all these changing colors and changing symbols, meaning that we've hit a bunch of different stuff, and we're going to find out a little bit more about that later. That's it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to cover stockpiles, and I guess maybe a bit of furniture making. So yeah, thanks again for watching. See you later.